Okay, everybody, I've just turned the recorder on. I am asking Anne Marie to help me understand how code enforcement are entering information into InterGov such that it flags the. Is it a plan? Does it flag a plan?
It will flag, and I'll show you. I'm going to create a test for you,
All right.
and then I'll go in and try to create. And then
So
I'll go in and create a permit using that same address so you can see what it does.
So everybody, I'm trying to figure, so whoever sees this video, I'm trying to identify in particular what we need to add to the EnerGov project to make sure that when we go live in phase one, this continues to work.
Okay, so you can see my screen, Kurt?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so right now, right here, you can see all the different modules we have. So
Right.
code management is one of the modules that would be code enforcement, and this is the one that Melissa would work out of, okay?
Okay, let me just make a note here. So code
Yeah.
management. Okay.
So I'm in the add edit code case, and I'm going to create a new case.
Oh, can I ask you a question before we do that? Before we go there, is the code management module in? Do we even have that module in Enterprise?
And that, I don't know. And that was part of my question was when you said it was going to be part of phase, is it 3 or 2? Phase 2.
No, phase 1. Oh, wait,
Oh,
originally it was going to be in phase 2, right? Code enforcement
right,
was in phase 2, but then we suddenly realized, oh no, these people, we need them in phase 1.
right. Okay, good, good.
And you agree,
So
we need them, right?
absolutely, absolutely. Even though they're using Comcate as their main source of tracking their code cases,
Mm-hmm.
we would then have to, if we, as permit technicians, we'd have to search Comcate for every single address that we would issue a permit for to see if there was an active code case if they weren't using EnerGov in phase 1.
Right.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. So
Are you going to pretend you're Melissa right now?
yeah, so I'm going to create a code case.
Before you do that, sorry, I'm going to add the backstory. For anybody that doesn't know, just I want to give everybody the information. When code enforcement officers have a violation that they find in the field, they note that on a piece of paper. They give that to their secretary, a woman named Melissa. She then goes into EnerGov and does what Anne Marie is doing now.
Correct. Now this is going to take a little while because it's very slow on the VPN.
All right.
So select. I'm just going to go yes.
Now don't rush. Now remember, this is probably for the consumption of people like Jason Huffnagel, but Anne Marie, feel free to elaborate with details for people like.
Okay, so I'm creating. I use the parcel 501 Polly Street to create this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go in and select the type, which I'm going to just use building and safety for this, because it's related to building and safety. So like if this was for trash cans or something like this, and building and safety would have nothing to do with it.
Right.
They wouldn't need to do it.
Okay.
So then I'm going to do in violation. The district is in the city. It's going to be assigned to one of the code officers. So right now I'm going to use, I guess I'll use Justin. And then I just got to make sure this needs to be up. So I'm going through right now just to see what needs to be occupied so that we can save it is all I'm going to do. So,
all right.
Let's see, additional contacts. Vendor, we'll just use that. Okay, so I think at this point I can save it. Okay. Still saving.
All right.
Okay, so now there's a code case. Do you see the code case here?
Yes.
Now I'm going to go into, let's say this customer came to the counter, and I'm going to go into the permit module now, and I'm the counter technician.
Okay, let me add a little bit to the story. So imagine that I'm the person that was in violation. Okay, I made my own bathroom and I didn't get a permit. Justin came out, he saw that, he issued a violation, he went back, Melissa did what you just did. I come wandering into the city to get my permit, And now,
Right.
when you enter it in, it's going to notice that violation, right?
Correct. So let's just say that you're not the most honest person in the city,
All right.
and you neglect to tell us that you have a violation on the property. So you're coming in to get a permit for something on your house and not the violation.
Right.
Now, as the technicians, we're saying, okay, we're going to go through, we're going to create it, and it's still kind of saving. So hang on.
I get it. This is really,
So
there you go. Go
this
ahead.
is now where we see here that there's citations on the property, okay? So
Right.
at this point, we're going to pause what we're doing and we're going to say, oh, well, you have, hang on, all these, we're going to halt what we're doing and we're going to look. Oh, he's got an active code case that was actually just created in June that we need to figure out what's going on with. And then we'd say, well, do you have a code case on the property? And then he'd obviously fess up to it. And then we'd let him know that he needs to get in contact with the code officer. He needs to abate those violations, and we need to see plans because he did a bathroom without permits.
So let me just summarize what I think I just saw there. So I brushed Justin off. To heck with that, right? I came in because I want to build an addition on my house, right? To heck with this bathroom thing, right? I come in and I want to permit. I just got busted and you're not going to proceed with my request because I have to take care of my bathroom violation first, because that was
correct. Because I know, based on the case Melissa created in Energov in the code module, that there are active citations on this thing. Had this been closed, like case closed, like the rest of them, this would not be read.
I get it. And that was because you chose violation as the type or something.
In violation.
I did.
In violation, correct.
What would happen, and I don't want to rush you if you're not done with this part, what would have happened if I am a very honest person and I came in and I said, Justin came by and found out that I didn't have a permit on the bathroom. I want to take care of that.
Then we would need to see his notice and order, because they generate a notice and order, and we would look at his paperwork, kind of determine what's going on, and then we could still create it at that point from there. But I would tell you that 8 out of 10 times they don't tell us there's code violations.
So that's a really key piece of information. So what the consequence then, if we do not get this into EnterGov phase 1, is that one of two things will happen. One, it'll be a lot of work. One and two things will happen. One, it's a lot of work on your part, people like you, because you'll have to go into Comcade to search this stuff out each and every time. And two, if that doesn't happen, you could miss a violation and issue a permit to build a new room addition in spite of the fact that there's a violation for my bathroom, right?
Correct.
That's not good either.
No. So
okay.
now, one of the ways I think that if there's a way, and I don't know if there is if Comcade could, if they're going to continue to use it, if they build a link into Energov to populate what we need to see to know there's violations. That was one of
the four. There were four. We came up with four. This all happened last week. There were four options we came up with. I'd love to run them by you. One was to fix it, what we're talking about now. Another is to have people just have you guys continue and gals continue to check desktop. Have Melissa enter it into desktop, keep desktop running, and ask you to check desktop. That's a messy way to do it, right? The third was an integration with Comcade, and the fourth was just to wait it out, but we needed to know what the consequences are. But now I know what the consequences are.
Right.
Okay, this is great. Is there more information that I need to know? I think you've laid out a great.
This
hey guys.
Key right there.
Oh, who's that? Is that Jason?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Marie had an issue, so yeah, I joined. Sorry, I got to see part of that.
I don't know how much of that you saw. Did you know? Do you know what this is all about?
Yeah, it's about the code violation.
Yeah, you're just the man I needed to talk to. I mean, I have 3 questions for you. Do you have just a second?
Yeah, sure.
Real quick. One, do we have the code management module in Enterprise?
Yes, there is a code management module in Enterprise. There is that.
Would we be able to solve this problem? I mean, I know it's going to be probably a change order because this is not within scope, so that's okay. I'm just trying to assess the scale of the change order. Would we be able to get this in there if we gave you the list of the violations library list and then the list of the officers' names?
there's more fields than that. We need to know what the fees are, or is it manual fees? What type? I mean, within each violation, Anne-Marie might be able to tell me a little bit more about this. Yes.
Real quick, if we could just get the functionality of a case being created that notifies us that there is an active code case, like the citation tab right here does currently. They do dual entries right now because all of their work is done in Concate, and they only create the cases that are building and safety related in EnerGov to give us that notification when we go in to create permits that we know there's active code enforcement there, so we don't have to go into Concate with every address that comes in and search.
Okay.
So, I mean, it would be like, I think, very basic functionality, and since they're doing dual entries now, that would be the only ability that they would necessarily need up front.
Well, then, up front sounds reasonable, but my only question is, let's say there's a code case violation, right, on a house.
Yes.
There's a process of how that gets taken care of. You notify the person that there's a violation. You send them the invoice for that. They can challenge the violation too. They can appeal it, right? Is that all do you want all that tracked within EnerGov, or do you just want?
It's not tracked in EnerGov. It's all tracked in Concate.
Okay.
And all the fees are manually added. So there doesn't need, all we add in EnerGov is the investigation fee, and they calculate that manually, and we have that investigation fee already in our BSD dropdown.
Well, what about the custom fields? What needs to be in there for that, for like additional info?
So when I was showing Kurt, let me go to this. Basically, the information, I'm going to create one for you right now.
Okay.
Just so you can see how basic it is. Okay.
All right.
So I'm doing that. Okay. Yes. Okay. So compliance deadline. Let's just give it that date. Case type, which would be building and safety. So that, I guess that would be custom, right? Okay. And then hang on. Okay, then we have case status, which would be in violation, and then the other status they would need would be, let's see, is it closed? Case closed, okay?
Okay.
District, which is pretty generic. Assigned to, so the ability to assign it to one of the code officers.
That's all innate. That's not really, yeah.
Exactly.
Those
So the only other thing, and we'd have to talk to them, the only other additional required field they have is this access granted.
Okay.
Talk to them to see if that's something they actually need. So it's pretty generic.
What about the rest of the stuff in there that's additional info?
They just do all of that, just the basic information to create this code case. So that when we go in to add permits, this populates.
Well, I mean, that sounds really reasonable. I just want to make sure all old code information, right? So anything that's old, does it have the rest of those additional info fields?
Well, so original code, we'd have to find out when code enforcement originally started using as their main entry source. But I think within a year, and I want to think maybe a year and a half into going to desktop version, they just decided they were not going to use it. It was too cumbersome, and they went back to Concate.
Okay.
So we would probably want to get exact dates and to see if they wanted to, or they need what legacy information we'd actually have to bring over.
Yeah, because like when I look at the additional info from that originally, if you hit that on, I guess right next to the permit info on top. Like, all right, like right there where it says rental property, posting type, CD, CDGA. If that is needed for stuff later on, then that would need to be brought over. But yeah.
Because they did their violations in here, they did their activities in here, but again, they didn't collect fees in here because they never had the ability to collect fees.
Jason, so we are, thank you. We're definitely not asking you to do this now. We're just trying to scope it out for a potential change order. That's all.
Okay.
You're not going to be asked to do this in additional right now.
Well, maybe. I thought maybe but I have a meeting in a couple minutes. I just want to help
Sure.
Anne-Marie with a quick problem with her logging in. I just want to make sure
Real quick before just I'd let you know, Jason, I don't know if you came in. I'm recording this. I was just recording it earlier because I wanted to capture everything. Is that okay if I record that and share this around?
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you. I'll stop. I'll let you two talk. Go ahead.
Okay.